topic today was the Spence, what Mayweather said, where he said that he feels though that if he was training Spence, Spence would be fighting at 160 or 168, not 154, not even 47 or 154. So when I reverse that, that's basically what, to me, is what he's saying is that he feels though that Spence was drained. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, Spence didn't look like himself,
Mm-hmm.
but he hasn't looked that like himself. And many of fights, he shows up for the occasion and he works through it, which is something that he said. But I'm very
Mm-hmm.
careful of those words because what happens
Yeah.
is we take away from how good Terrence Crawford is, and I refuse to
Facts.
do that. This
Facts.
what I'm noticing, this sport is really really hard, but it's the most criticized sport in the world because it's one individual and everything takes into factor, like how was your weight cut, did you cut properly, um you know what you put into your body, because the body is not made to do this.
Mm.
It's not. The body is not created to take punishment,
Mm-hmm.
to give, to dish out punishment. The stuff that we put ourselves through, it's illegal in a sense as far as humanity is concerned in the body, but we do it
Mm-hmm.
because we love it. So with that being said, I think Spence should have moved up a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
But however, what we must look at on the positive side is he continuously has made weight. He's never missed weight, never, and
Never.
neither has Terrence, right? But that
Mm-hmm.
night, I just feel like no matter the circumstances, no matter the situation, Terrence Bud Crawford was just levels above Errol Spence that night.
I can't argue with you that on that, sis, for sure. I know you said something about 3 minutes ago in reference when you talking about in college and science. You said something about the rehydration and things of that nature. Let me ask you a question. How how scientific is it to actually bring your body back to what I was talking to the people earlier, to homeostasis, getting your body back to what it actually needs to perform at the level you're supposed to? Is there a type of science to it, or is, talk to me, because I don't know.
Well, I believe that it's a science to it in a sense. Before I started fighting at super middleweight, I was a heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't
Mm-hmm.
never need to drain myself
Right.
or do what I'm doing now. But what happens is, um, Barry, one of my trainers, he taught me this. Okay, so you're depleting your body of fluids and water to cut water weight. If
Mm-hmm.
you walk around too heavy, right? If you walk around more than 20, 25 pounds within your fight weight, and when you're trying to cut, you have to practically starve yourself to bring, not necessarily, but eat very minimum to bring your weight down, because at some point you're cutting into the muscle. But what I
Yes.
also learned is that if you're consistently in the gym and you're eating, but you're getting a little heavy, that weight never truly sits on you or sits into you. Like now, if I go 2 weeks without training and I'm just eating and
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not running, I'm not doing anything, but I'm just eating and sitting around on my behind, whatever I weigh in that in at the gym when I after my 2 weeks, that's what my body truly is.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm eating and I'm training regularly and I'm just still eating and I weigh in,
Mm-hmm.
that can be considered water weight. So what people don't understand is, um, when you're cutting weight, right, and say you have a fight like I fought just this weekend, you
Mm-hmm.
kind of want to go into, like, there's fights that I actually weighed 168. That was the weight of my body. So it's not, it's either you cut down to 168 or you make 168. So,
Mm-hmm.
and how I know I made 168, because I rehydrated and I would try to eat, but my stomach had shrunk and I just couldn't. I had to do it like over the course of the 24 hours. Like I would be thirsty after I drink my electrolytes and put it back in there. When we go to the restaurant and I order all this food, I could only
You can't
nibble.
eat it. Right.
I could only nibble, so I had to take it with me and keep nibbling. That means I made the weight. I'm 168, right? And
Mm-hmm.
then what happens is on fight night, you look a little bloated because your body just went through a transition from not getting anything to getting everything. But after the week after the fight, right now, I'm still
Mm-hmm.
small. Because after
Mm,
all that, or after you use the bathroom
mm,
and you start going and you start walking around, you start traveling, the adrenaline comes down, your weight goes back to where it is, and you might have gained a couple of pounds. So, and also, it's very dangerous because when you're cutting water weight and you're draining yourself of that water, the water from your brain leaves. The water from your
mm.
brain. So now you're knockout prone. Now you're cut prone. Your skin is closer to your bones. There's not enough
Mm.
fluids around your brain to give you that oomph to take the shot. That's
No
why you see
punch,
no.
no punch resistance.
Exactly. So, in Errol Spence case, I think his cut has always been hard. He said it. He's very vocal on how his body has outgrown 147, especially for a man. He's done it for so long. And but
Yeah, 10
the same,
years
yes, the same could be said for Terrence
for
Bud Crawford,
Crawford,
who
right?
walks around. He's huge. He's really a man. Like he's his muscle mass, and he's already athletic. Sometimes he looks like he's like 150, 160, but he's really like
Was
180. But
once, yeah, exactly,
it's
yeah.
muscle. He's cut up.
Mm-hmm.
I've never seen him fat. He's
Mm-hmm.
always so. I
Yeah,
mean, that's that's my take on them too. I feel like they both need to move up.
yeah. And even Crawford said it himself. They asked him at the press conference, post press conference, if Spence wants to do it at 154, are you up to it? He said yes, because actually it was hard for me to make 147.
Yeah,
And he's only been in the division now for what, 5 years?
yeah,
And and Spence been 10 years. So, it was definitely, I think he overstayed his welcome. And I think they definitely should do it at 154. When it comes to skills, I can't see it's like you said, the skills levels were just too different. You know
yeah.
what I'm
Very,
saying?
very.
I still didn't see. I'm a Spence guy, and I still didn't see my guy that night. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I didn't see the punch resistance, and I also didn't see the timing was off, and I think that comes from just being off so long because he hadn't fought in about 17 months.
Yes,
So
and I forgot to take that into consideration, but that's exactly what it looked like.
hmm hmm
That's also
hmm
what it looked like too.
yeah.